With the launch of Visions of Eternity, we have the initial balance of the new elite specializations. One of the specs that is absolutely broken right now is the Necromancer's Ritualist, posting super high benchmark numbers with a fairly easy spammy rotation, which also doubles as a quickness build with just a few trait changes. In this video, we are covering the Power DPS Ritualist and the Power Quickness Ritualist builds for the Necromancer during this Visions of Eternity season. Getting started with your gear, you are going to run full Berserker's gear with the exception of an Assassin's Helmet. For runes, you are going to be running Superior Runes of the Dragon Hunter and Relic of the Claw. Your weapons are going to be Greatsword and Spear with Force and Accuracy sigils on both sets. For food, you are going to be running Cilantro Lime Sous Vide Steak and Superior Sharpening Stones. For traits, you are going to run Spite 122, Soul Reaping 112, and Ritualist 332. For skills, you are going to be running Summon Blood Fiend, Signet of Spite, Nightmare Weapon, Splinter Weapon, and Flesh Golem. Where the highest DPS builds, you can run Lich Form in place of Flesh Golem or Zenrei's Weapon for mechanic management in instance content. Now, how you run the Power DPS Ritualist is fairly simple. You spam your weapon skills off cooldown, excluding your elite if you decide to take it. Go into Ritualist Shroud, summon Anguish, Wanderlust, and Preservation, exit, use skills 5, 4, 3, and 2 on Greatsword, and then swap over to Spear. You rock 3, then 4 twice, and then 5. Your primary Death Shroud resource generation skills are your skill 3 on both weapon sets. And there really isn't a whole lot of nuance to this build. The main aspect is maintaining Relic of the Claw's damage modifier, which is why skill 5 on Greatsword is a high priority alongside skill 3 on your Spear. Now moving on to the quickness variation of this build, which I would highly recommend in the open world if you are looking at running the Ritualist outside of group content. The gear, runes, weapon set, and relic are identical. So full Berserkers, Dragon Hunter runes, excluding an Assassin's Helmet, and then Greatsword and Spear with Force and Accuracy sigils. What is also the same is the Spite and Soul Reaping trait lines, which are both 122 and 112 respectively. The main changes are in the Ritualist trait line, which shift from 332 to 323. The traits Empowering Spirit is for boon and quickness generation, alongside Soul Twisting, which lets you spam spirits in Ritualist Shroud. Your weapon skill rotation, utility skill usage all remains the same. Just make sure you are spamming skill 3 often to keep up your Death Shroud resource, and make sure you are maintaining the Relic of the Claw buff. Ensure both Splinter and Nightmare Weapon utilities are used off cooldown. Ensure both your Splinter Weapon, Nightmare Weapon utility skills are being used off cooldown. However, the real changes are how to use your Ritual Shroud, and that's where this build takes a little bit of skill. For this aspect, you are going to be following a fairly strict loop of using Anguish, 2 Wanderlust, and then Preservation or Essence Blast before exiting Ritualist Shroud. Your Shroud should be entered off cooldown to ensure quickness uptime, and ensure that you wait for Anguish's actions to be finished before casting it again or exiting Shroud, since the spirits will not persist. You should definitely prioritize Wanderlust and Preservation over Essence Blast, since those skills allow you to provide quickness. Besides these minor things to keep in mind, the only real change is the opener, which is both weapon skills, Nightmare and Splinter. You enter Ritualist Shroud, you cast Anguish, Wanderlust, and then Anguish again before exiting. Following that, you follow the weapon priority list, and then re-enter Shroud to follow the standard rotation mentioned before with Anguish, 2 Wanderlusts, and then Preservation. If you're running into boon uptime problems, you can adjust some of the equipment or food to something like fried golden dumplings. Just be mindful to maintain your crit percentage at around 75%, since this build is thirsty for crit chance. You definitely want to be crit capped on power builds. And the last thing I should mention is this build is definitely overperforming. However, it is unlikely to change mechanically, so while the numbers might be adjusted downward, it is likely to operate the same. Let me know if you have more experience with this build or I missed anything in the comment section below. I'll be working on getting all the new builds out there in the community over the next couple of weeks, so subscribe and join the Discord if you are interested in seeing some of these VOE builds or you want to recommend anything to me. With that, I want to thank you for watching. A big thanks to all my subscribers and a special thanks to all of my members who support the channel. I hope you're all having fun in Visions of Eternity, and I'll see you on the next one.